What's up, guys? Alex here with a bit of a weird video, I guess. But let's talk about karma. So, karma is the general belief, or let's call it general belief, that if you do good, good things will happen to you, and if you do bad, bad things will happen to you. Or if you do bad to other people, which if you're doing bad... Anyway, you know what I mean. So, many, many moons ago, I lost a friend very near and dear to me that I would thought that I would die with them. And, yeah. They did me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Let me rewind. As you guys know, Marceline has been with us for a year and a half, which there was a major change in my life a week after I got Marceline, which the person that pushed me into buying Marceline, which was the greatest decision of my life thus far, was a person who was very involved in my daily activities for years at that point in time. And shortly after I purchased Marceline, something happened, and we decided it was no longer worth it to continue our friendship or a relationship, whatever you want to call it. So that happened, and that's basically, I don't want to say my YouTube blew up because I only have like 1,700 subscribers, but that's when I basically decided to really dedicate my free time to modifying the car, interacting more with you guys. That's really when I got really involved with making YouTube videos, going out to the races, basically hanging out with the guys, going to Grid Life, going to North Carolina, going to the Panhandle, going down to Miami, stuff like that. So that all basically got me rolling and way more involved with the community. But my friends can tell you, my mother can tell you, and I can tell you that to this day, it's still, I don't want to say difficult, but I miss this person very much in my life, and it's a pity that this had to happen, but what happens, happens. It's for reasons unknown. If God wanted this to happen, then so he did. Yes, I believe in God. If you don't, good for you. I do, so pow. Next, basically, so going from all of this traveling basically happened from when I first got the car to the first 6-7 months of ownership. After that, I basically hit a low point where I was extremely depressed because I was keeping myself, was I keeping myself blind? I was keeping myself blind from the fact that I wasn't coping with losing a person that, decided to never contact me again, and I was starting to get depressed. And I shit you not, around my birthday, probably before my birthday, I even remember it so long ago, and I've been so busy. But the person contacted me, and we decided, we could, just be distant friends, whichever. And that didn't work. So we didn't speak at all. And come this summer, I found out that the person got married. So I can't say that I would never wish a person misfortune, especially when they decided to, get married to somebody that they think they love, or if they decided to start building a family, because it's something that you decide to do. One day I'll decide to do that, and I hope nobody's going to be like, oh, I hope Alex's children are born dead and his wife cheats on him and blah blah blah. So that was another big shock for me, and that kind of brought the depression back. But at the end of it, I try to stay positive because, you know, if that's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. But you know, I was happy for them. Inside, I was depressed, pissed off, and everybody knew it. And I felt probably at that point, I don't know how to explain it. I was very life didn't make sense at that point anymore, because no matter where I turned, I mean, even just in this garage, there are 6 or 7 things that just remind me of them like that, and including the car, which sucks the most because this car isn't going away, and it will be a constant reminder, good or bad, but probably more good than bad, because like I said, this car has brought me nothing but joy. Even with the engine blowing up, it's still a journey which I get to take you guys with, and it's a learning experience, which I'm very, very thankful for. So, fast forward to today. I was planning on posting the video about the car parts that we picked up over the week, which you're going to see it probably even later on today. I may post 2 videos, I don't know. If not, you'll definitely see it. Well, today is Saturday, so you probably see it Monday or Tuesday. But I got a message, and you could say that I smiled a little, but I'm also upset, because this particular person, this awesome friend of mine that I spent so much time with, we were inseparable, isn't satisfied, or I don't want to say satisfied, but not happy, because the decisions that they've made were made not to make them happy, but to please other people. Which, if there's one thing I can tell you, if you're doing something to please somebody else, don't do it. You need to do what you want, what makes you happy. Now granted, if it's taking drugs, or if it's gangbanging and clapping a bunch of bitches, may not be the best idea, and you will go to jail eventually. But if it's going to a certain school, pursuing a certain degree, marrying somebody, or buying a car, if somebody tells you you should, I don't know, buy a Corvette, when really deep down you know you want a Mustang GT 350, don't let them push you into a Corvette, because you're going to be miserable, and you're going to hate yourself, and you're going to second guess your decisions that you've made that led up to that point for many moons, and it's not worth it. So I guess point being is that I never understood why they decided to do what they did, and like it hurt my heart when I found out that they decided to pursue this path when I knew it wasn't right. How would I explain that? And my friends know exactly who this is, and if you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about you. But the main thing is I'm a very lovey-dovey person, and if you're my friend for 2, 3, 4 years, like, no homo, I love you. Like if anything happened to Reaper, I'd be devastated. If anything happened to Gandrew or Handrew, even Gabe, or even Samantha, even though she's like, let's not talk about Samantha. But you know, those people, they're basically family to me, because I don't have anybody else in the United States. I have my mother, my sister, my grandma. I'm a first generation immigrant, so making connections and having relationships with my friends is something. It's very easy for me to get attached to a friend, but it's also very easy for me to lose trust, which there's numerous examples everywhere else, which Eric, Cody, you my main booze, you know that, Victoria, ultimate side chick, I probably should have said that, but point being is that when this person basically decided to get married, shortly after they decided to message me and basically explain themselves, and the main thing that made me understand that it wasn't something that they wanted to do is, so me hearing these news about them not being happy, being someone they don't want to be, being with somebody they don't want to be with, and basically telling me that I was right, I can, help but pull a Jeremy Clark and just be like. But point being is, it's not fun, and it's not right. So, yes, like, yay, I was right, but I was hoping that, whatever decision they made would be something that they would be happy with, because marriage to me isn't a joke. Like, I plan to get married once, and that's it. Even to the point where I was even contemplating not getting married and just adopting a child, because there are so many children out in, orphanages? I don't even know if I said that. It's an orphanage. There's children out in orphanages. If I said that wrong, please correct me. Point being is that, if there's nobody that suits my profile that I don't fancy, I would rather just help a child reach its full potential than create a child that, who would grow up in a torn up family. So that's my thinking on it. And yes, karma's a bitch, but when it comes to things as important as marriage and a life choice like this, I mean, you can pick a wrong degree and say, shoot, I'm going to pick a different one. You can still, you learned your lesson, you paid your price, but especially as a female, I suppose, I don't even think men do this, but you gave your last name, like, you lost your title. You no longer, if it was like, I don't know, if I was to marry somebody, she'll be Mrs. Goodrun. And it's like, you no longer have your last name. So if you're not sure about spending the rest of your life with me to be part of the family, then, even if there's the smallest bit of doubt, then say no. If, I know this sounds bad because it's 20/20 hindsight, but if I would have known about that wedding, I would have crushed it. I would have been like, no, objection, she doesn't love that motherfucker. Anyway. I don't even know what the title of this video, because it's supposed to be about karma. I know karma's a bitch, and how, if you do bad things will happen to you, and you should never make decisions that don't make you happy. But it's just the blab session again, because I like to talk. And it's a personal experience, and it's very emotional, because I don't even know how to say that. It's very sad that this has happened. And there's my mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
There she is. That's the authority unit that makes most major choices. I'm just here to make it look good.
Yeah, right. That was stupid.
I guess. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, it's not over until you win. And if you're making a decision and you're doing it to please other people, don't do it. Do it for you, for yourself, so that way you can be happy. Boom.